If you're any type of a gardener like I am, you'll get a new avocado tree planted in the ground and you just cannot wait to see that beautiful fruit hanging off your tree. A lot of folks have been asking me, hey Jeff, if I plant an avocado tree, how soon before it'll produce fruit? Well, there's a lot of different variables that affect that, but we're gonna take a look at one of my avocado trees that I planted last year. But first, if you like this channel, if you like growing exotic tropical fruit trees in marginal climates, click that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do my best to get back to everybody's comments and their questions. So let's take a look at this latest avocado tree I planted and we'll discuss it. So here we have my Carmen Hass that I planted exactly 1 year ago. And you know, it was in a 3 gallon pot, much like you would see in one of the big box stores. Now, one of the things that I always tell my viewers that I do, and this is up to the individual because you never know, what your soil type is like, and for me, my soil tends to get waterlogged. So I like to plant my avocado trees on raised beds. And as you can see, this guy is like, 10, 12 inches, no, more than that, maybe 15 inches off the soil surface. But I planted this guy last year and I did a video, and you guys can do a quick check on my, do a search on my channel and find the, how I planted avocado trees. But this tree is special, Carmen Hass. What's so special about Carmen Hass? It just has a very irregular fruiting habit. It will produce fruit. It can produce fruit at any time of the year, as I'm told. Now, this is the first year that I've had mine in the ground, and our climate here in Northern California is a bit different than that in Southern California. So your results may vary for sure. But what we can see is this guy is just taking off. Take a look here. Let me see if I can focus on this. Hopefully this is all focused in. But this thing is just taking off. It kind of tells me that maybe I did a little bit when I planted it. It got a little bit of root damage. So the top part is growing slower than some of these sprouts that are coming off the base above the graft. That's important. And that leads me to one of the biggest questions that people have. If I plant a seed avocado, will it produce fruit? And the answer is, it depends. Avocados that I've heard, sometimes 10, 15 years it'll produce. Once you put a seed in the ground, you buy a store-bought fruit and you put a seed in the ground, it could take 15 years to produce fruit, and the fruit could be cruddy. So that's why we want grafted avocados. Either we graft them ourselves or we buy a grafted avocado tree at the big box store. And anyway, we'll get back to the story. I keep digressing, but what happens is if your tree is healthy and you plant a 3 gallon avocado tree, and I'm saying it's got to be healthy, it's got to have stuff like new growth and stuff like that, and you plant it in the ground and you plant it right. You don't do like they tell you, some of the experts will tell you to put mixed potting soil in with your backfill in your plant hole. Don't do that. Use your soil from your local soil. That way you don't get nearly the transplant shock. At least that's my experience. Oh, we got some more noise. Hey, you wouldn't realize we're on a quiet neighborhood, but anyway, let's get back to this. So I planted this guy last year, and as you can see, it's produced fruit, and actually it's set about a dozen fruit. And a dozen fruit set on a small tree, a first year in the ground tree, is just not ideal. You really want that first 2 years for the tree to grow out healthy, and it'll get a chance to start shading some of these branches like this. I have to whitewash my branches because there's a lot of exposure to our 110 degree heat. But yeah, what happens? So believe it or not, I had, up until about 2 weeks ago, I had a dozen of these avocados growing. And as soon as I lopped them all off, I'll take that one off too. So as soon as I cut them all off, the tree started taking off. So you really, you know, you may, I'll leave one. I just want to sample one fruit, and I don't think that that'll drain the nutrition too much from the tree growing into a nice, healthy, bushy tree. So to answer you guys' questions, how long, whenever you plant a new avocado tree from the big box store, how long before it produces fruit? Well, it depends. How is your soil? How's your soil nutrition? How is the health of the tree? The health of the tree is the most important. They can produce fruit the very first year, but it's not ideal. I wouldn't let a tree such as this is about 5 feet tall. I wouldn't let this tree hold more than just one fruit the first year. Now, if it takes off and it grows, you know, 8-10 feet, like often this happens when you grow avocado trees on raised beds, next year it could hold, you know, I might let 10 to 15 set on this tree, but you know, it just depends. If it's real bushy, it could probably produce as many as 100 fruit on the third year. It's rare, but it does happen. And if the tree's healthy, I'll let them hold on to it. I'll ripen them to, I'll hold them until they're ripe, rather than remove them from the tree. So hopefully that answers everybody's questions. It just depends how healthy your tree is whenever you plant it in the ground. It depends on if the tree's grafted, if the tree's healthy, your climate, the soil nutrition. My name is Jeff. I'm the Tropical Garden Guy. Click that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do my best to get back to everybody's comments and their questions. You have a wonderful day.